Your coffee is not the villain. A $7 latte can become hundreds over time, yes. But while the internet points at your cup, the real leak is somewhere darker. The average car payment in America is about $700. Groceries have risen 25% in less than 5 years. Childcare can cost more than college tuition. Yet somehow, ordinary people are told their problem is foam, syrup, and poor discipline. That advice feels simple because it is small. It gives you one enemy you can defeat by tomorrow morning. But cutting coffee will not explain why every birthday got expensive, every convenience became monthly, and every normal life now seems to need paid support just to function. The real question is not, can you skip the latte? It is worse. Who trained you to need so much? The famous latte effect came from personal finance author David Bach. His idea was fair enough. Tiny purchases compound, especially when repeated daily. A coffee here, a snack there, a few digital subscriptions, and suddenly the month has been quietly robbed. Small leaks matter, but the problem starts when one tiny habit becomes the whole diagnosis. Most people are not broke from one drink. They are trapped between rising fixed costs, social pressure, lifestyle creep, and a buying system designed to remove every pause before payment. For years, financial advice sounded like a secret language. Save less cash, invest more, max out retirement accounts, open tax-advantaged accounts, buy index funds, diversify, rebalance, dollar cost average. For exhausted households, that can land like telling a beginner cook to casually make a souffle. And, the research says, confusion is not rare. Anne-Marie Lusardi, one of the world's leading financial literacy researchers, has spent decades studying how people understand money. Her work has shown that a majority of Americans struggle with core concepts like compound interest, inflation, and risk diversification. Another national study found only about 30% shows strong financial knowledge. So when experts say, do not save, invest, millions hear noise. Not because they are lazy, because their daily life is already full of urgent math. Rent, food, fuel, medical bills, school costs, insurance, debt, and one mistake can follow them for years. That is the real pressure. That is why modern money advice has changed. 20 years ago, much of it centered on wealth building and portfolio management. Now, the most viral ideas are behavioral. No-buy challenges, cash stuffing, underconsumption core, loud budgeting.
These trends are not random. They are a response to a world where spending opportunities never stop.
The battlefield changed. A generation ago, buying required friction. You had to drive somewhere, browse shelves, stand in line, and hand over money. Now, a bored moment can become a purchase in 10 seconds. A saved card, a personalized ad, a delivery estimate. Impulse becomes ownership before doubt has time to speak. That matters because the biggest challenge for many people is no longer deciding what to do with savings. It is creating savings before the money disappears. The new financial skill is not just investing. It is resisting the machine that makes buying feel effortless. This is where downshifting enters the story. In Juliet Schor's book, The Overspent American, she describes people who become tired of working jobs they dislike to buy things they later question. Instead of chasing a larger lifestyle, they deliberately choose less. Schor estimated these households reduce spending by about 20%. That number is not fantasy, it is a warning. Normal may be wildly overpriced. Downshifting begins with one brutal exercise, questioning social expectations. Not private luxuries, public scripts. The things people buy because everyone around them seems to buy them. Gift giving is one example. Many families and friends exchange gift cards that are nearly the same value. One person sends $100. Months later, the other sends $100 back. Everyone spends time, mental energy, wrapping, shipping, and remembering dates only for the money to move in a circle. Nobody wins much. The quiet solution is not coldness, it is honesty. Some people create no gift agreements for adult birthdays. Others set spending caps. Some replace gifts with shared meals, used books, homemade food, or nothing at all. The key is naming the pattern before it becomes another bill disguised as affection. Holiday spending shows how powerful this pressure is. NerdWallet reported households planned to spend more than $1,000 on Christmas gifts. One recent twist was revealing. Many people said they intended to spend less, yet spending still rose. The desire to stop existed, but the social machine kept moving. Events have followed the same path. A simple birthday once needed cake, people, and maybe balloons. Now it can demand themed plates, custom cookies, decorations. Party favors, photo backdrops, and matching outfits. A beach day once needed towels, sunscreen, and snacks. Now it can feel incomplete without special gear, toys, coolers, chairs, bags, and aesthetic containers. The moment became merchandise. This is not about hating beautiful parties. A catered dinner can be wonderful. A themed celebration can be memorable. The problem begins when exceptional becomes expected. When one elaborate gathering makes the next host feel inadequate. When casual connection is replaced by production value. Advertising feeds that escalation. It rarely sells only the object. It sells belonging, confidence, freedom, identity, and memory. A vehicle is not a vehicle. It is escape. Shoes are not shoes. They are tower. A kitchen gadget is not a tool. It is a calmer self. Shore's The Overspent American pushes readers to deconstruct commercials instead of absorbing them. When an ad shows a rugged vehicle near wilderness, ask what is missing. Is it freedom or a costly machine with fuel, insurance, payments, repairs, pollution, and danger? When a brand wraps itself in empowerment, ask who made the product, who profits, and what emotion is being sold. That one question can save more than a coupon ever will. The most dangerous spending is often not impulsive. It is upgraded spending that becomes invisible. That is lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation happens when expenses rise with income. A raise becomes a better apartment. A promotion becomes a newer car. A strong year becomes bigger vacations, better restaurants, more subscriptions, more activities, more services, and nicer versions of everything already owned. At first, it feels like reward. Then it becomes baseline. The luxury stops feeling special, and the mind searches for the next lift. That trap is old. In Goodbye Things, Fumio Sasaki explains that people notice change more than possession. We crave something, get it, adapt to it, and then feel the old hunger return. The object we once wanted becomes background. To feel the thrill again, we need a new upgrade. This is why more income does not automatically create freedom. More money can simply fund a more expensive cage. The person earning more may still feel behind because their definition of enough keeps moving ahead of them. The 1996 book, The Millionaire Next Door, revealed a surprising pattern among many wealthy households. They often lived below their means. They were not always displaying wealth through status symbols. They were accumulating it by avoiding the pressure to look richer than they were. The lesson still cuts deep. Do you want wealth, or do you want the feeling of wealth? One builds options. The other buys applause and bills you later. Another hidden drain is the cost of managing convenience. Modern life often gets so crowded that people must buy help just to keep it functioning. Grocery delivery, because there is no time to shop. Cleaning services, because work expanded. Lawn care, because weekends vanished. Takeout, because the schedule collapsed. Storage units, because the house overflowed. Convenience can be useful, but sometimes it is a receipt for a life that has become too complex. The purchase does not solve the pressure. It helps maintain the pressure. That is the convenience illusion. A little preparation can break it. Meal planning is one of the simplest examples. Planning dinners before shopping reduces waste. Listing breakfasts and snacks prevents duplicate buying. Choosing produce based on season and price gives the week structure without constant decisions. The money saved is not only from cheaper food. It is from fewer panic purchases when the day falls apart. Small systems beat willpower. Impulse control works the same way. The goal is not to become emotionless. The goal is to add friction. A 24-hour rule helps. A 48-hour rule helps more. Waiting a week is even stronger. If the desire survives distance, the purchase may be real. If it fades, it was only a spark. No-spend challenges do something similar. A no-spend day, weekend, or month forces a person to separate necessities from urges. It reveals how many purchases almost happened only because buying was allowed. Triggers matter too. Marketing emails from favorite stores are not harmless. Sale accounts on social media are not neutral. Discount alerts can create needs that did not exist 5 minutes earlier. Certain stores are built around scarcity, where the message is simple: buy now, because it may vanish. Write purchases down. Even better, write down what you almost bought but did not. Some people transfer that unspent amount into savings. That turns restraint into visible proof. Subscriptions deserve special attention. Streaming services, apps, delivery memberships, premium newsletters, software trials, and automatic shipments create financial fog. $5 here is not just $5. It is another line item, another renewal, another place for money to hide. Clarity is power. Saving money is not a lie, but the version sold online is often too small for the world people actually live in. Skipping coffee can help. It just cannot carry the whole burden. Real savings come from questioning what has been normalized. Gifts that move money in circles. Events that became performances. Ads that attach products to identity. Raises that quietly become bigger bills. Conveniences that preserve overloaded lives. The goal is not deprivation, it is control. A lower spending life does not have to be smaller. It can be calmer, clearer, and more intentional. It can make room for the purchases that actually matter, because the pointless ones finally lost their grip. The latte was never the enemy. The enemy was the system that made overspending feel normal. It made buying automatic, made pressure invisible, and then blamed you for needing relief. The real luxury now is not more stuff. It is needing less.